Welcome to Revolutionary Motion, where we show you tennis from a different perspective. If you have heard coaches telling you to take the balls on the rise and hug the baseline and try to take time away from your opponent like that and put them under pressure, here's why you should not listen to that advice. First of all, everything that I'm going to explain right now applies only to players that are not at 5-0 level or higher and that don't play a game style that's based on countering their opponents and redirecting shots and blocking shots. So if you're not one of those players, do not listen to those coaches that tell you to take balls on the rise. And here's why. When you are trying to take a ball on the rise, you are putting yourself under time pressure, especially against opponents that make you move a lot. It is really challenging to take balls on the rise because you have to get to the ball much earlier than if you let the ball bounce up and come back down and then you hit through the shot. Now, when you're trying to take the ball on the rise, when you're in a good position, it might be easier for you to do so, but it's still a very risky shot because now you have to make sure that you control the ball from the top, making sure that you don't lose control into the sky and miss it out. Because you're taking the ball so early, it is also very challenging to adjust to bad bounces or misjudgments. So you have to have a very high level of play in order to anticipate the ball well enough to get in position for those kinds of shots. So if you're an average player, maybe 4-0 level, maybe even 4-5 level, maybe 3-5, whatever it is, and you have to make the decision between taking the ball on the rise or stepping back and letting the ball come to you, I would always advise to let the ball come to you so you have more time and can produce a better shot. Most of the time, you do not have to put your opponent under that much pressure that you take the ball so early that they're now struggling with your shot simply because they don't have enough time to recover. You can set up the points at that level by just placing it left and right and slowly but surely working your way forward, making your opponent hit shorter and shorter balls so you can approach to the net and finish off the point easily. If, however, you feel like you simply don't have enough power to put your opponent under pressure like that, and you feel like you have to take the ball early to really make your opponent suffer on the other side of the court, well then the solution to the problem is not to now learn a very difficult shot, but instead work on your technique, learn how to hit better shots, and slowly but surely learn how to put your opponent under pressure with a higher quality shot rather than with a lower quality shot that you're simply just taking earlier. If you're still not convinced that playing the ball on the rise is not for you, well, think about how much practice and effort you have to put into learning that kind of shot. We already established that to take the ball earlier or take it on the rise, you have to make sure that you get to the ball sooner, which requires either very quick feet or very, very good anticipation so you can start moving sooner. Number two, we already established that it is very challenging to judge the ball perfectly because you're taking it so early to the bounce that you can't really adjust to a different bounce from your expectation. Both of those things make it really, really challenging to learn this shot because you have to put in a lot of repetitions and a lot of time learning how to anticipate the ball perfectly and judge the ball before it actually bounces so you can get in a perfect position very early so you actually have the time to take the ball on the rise and put your opponent under pressure. That's why you see this type of game style predominantly in successful players at very high levels, because all of those players have been playing 5, 6, 7 times a week, multiple hours a day. The players that are at a lower level that try to take the ball on the rise are usually not the most successful players out there. And that's simply due to the fact that they don't put in enough court hours and enough practice, and their technique is simply not good enough in order to execute this shot perfectly. In conclusion, make sure to work on a higher quality shot instead of trying to take the ball on the rise when there is no need to do so, because it's going to be much easier for you to develop a successful game style.
Hope you enjoyed this video. Please like and subscribe, and we'll see you guys soon.